Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. Today is the 5th day of the Little Focused live stream. I am so happy to see y'all this morning. My name is Miss Natalie. I will be your teacher today. Oh, my friends, this has been a very special effort to provide these sample lessons online. So whether you are a little bunny tuning in to watch it, or you are becoming a teacher and you want to see some examples of live lessons, maybe you're homeschooling and you want to provide some examples of lessons for yourself, this is going to be a great purpose for that. I'm glad that you're here today. And if you're watching this in real time with me, it is Friday. TGIF, my goodness. And I'm just very happy that the weekend is coming up. For me, that means maybe I get to take a little breath of fresh air. Some people I know work on the weekends. So if you are enjoying your Friday right now, give me a little raise the roof. Let's see, I'm wearing a very special necklace this morning. I got this in Ecuador when I went there many years ago. It has a star and a moon on it. This is a very special necklace that I'm wearing today. Do you know anybody that is Ecuadorian or from Ecuador? It's a very beautiful country and has a lot of beautiful countries nearby it too. This is the Little Focus live stream. We have been doing this. This is day 5 all week, and I will continue through next week as well too. So that includes on Thanksgiving Day and on the day after Thanksgiving. So if you are thinking right now, like, gosh, I got to get the food together, we've got guests coming, things like that. We'll have a Little Focus live stream on Thanksgiving morning. It'll be a little bit of an extra special one, so maybe you can sneak away for a little bit and leave your little one with me to get some learning done. The best way to support this initiative is to like these videos, to share these videos, hit the share button, get the link from there, to leave a comment, engage in these posts, because that is how it pushes out to people just like you that might also benefit from this live stream as well. It is a very small effort on your part. It is free, but it means a huge compliment to my videos and helps spread the word about them without you having to do much at all. So if you haven't gone back and liked videos, I see somebody just liked the video right now. Thank you. If you haven't gone back and done that, please go and do that. It makes a really big difference. If you're looking to make a bigger difference, in the month of November, I am fundraising for the Carolina Migrant Network and for a neighborhood association in Charlotte that is raising money for rent support and for groceries for their neighbors. Right now, we are right around $525. So that is amazing. I want to take the money today that's going to the neighborhood association and go ahead and give it to them, because you can't wait around on groceries, right? Like if you need groceries, you need them now. So I want to go ahead this afternoon and send that money out to support those families. So if you can help take us over the top here and send your donation, you can do that. buymeacoffee.com/primary focus. I've got the link in the description. And here, let me grab that link real quick and we can pop that in the chat. That makes a really big difference in people's lives. And if you are somebody from North Carolina right now, from Charlotte, know that that money is going to go straight to people in your community, directly to them, and probably be spent, if I'm giving it to them this afternoon, like for a lot of people, it'll probably be spent tonight to help their dinners this evening, to help get them set up for the weekend, and just providing a little bit of good in our community. So thank you. Your engagement, your donations, however you can give back, whatever that looks like for you, means everything. We got to jump into this lesson though. Miss Natalie, you're talking so much. The kids want to learn. My friends, you're going to need, you know what? You're going to need a pencil and a paper today. You're going to need a pencil and a paper. We're not going to have time to use crayons and colored pencils today, but your work when you're done will have a picture included. So have those on the side, but really what you're going to need is a pencil and paper, and we'll use that at the very end of the live stream this morning. We've got a really nice lesson started. We are going to do a new letter of the day. We're going to do a fun exercise where we're going to make letters with our bodies. to review some of the letters that we've learned so far, and I'm going to teach you 2 new ones. And then we are going to have our final day with the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. I love this story, and this is going to be our last day reading it. So I want you to get ready to act it out with me, do all the voices, trap on the table with me. We're going to do a grand finale, and we are going to learn what it means to share your opinion. So we've got an opinion question coming up. If you don't know what that word means, I think you're going to like it, because one thing humans really like to have is an opinion. And then at the end of that, we'll close out, and I will stuff you off to the rest of your day, okay? Well, let's get started to learn. Friends, I want you to take your hand and I want you to reach behind your ear and find that knob for your brain, and I need you to turn it on. And you know how it is on the Little Focus live stream. We got to turn it all the way up to super smart. Go ahead and do that for me. That's right. Super smart today. Give it a little shake. Yeah, my brain's on for sure. I can feel it. We're moving and we're ready to learn. We're ready to read. Get those ears. If you can hear, make sure that they are on. They're listening. Sometimes they get a little tap, tap, tap. 1, 2. Are we working? Yeah, they're working this morning. Then I come up to my eyes. I take a look over here. If you can see, we want to make sure that our eyes are on and they're looking and they're learning. Yes, my eyes are on, and I've got my glasses on because they help me see even better. Do you wear glasses sometimes? Some kids wear glasses all the time. Some kids wear glasses only like when they're reading, or maybe only when they have to go out and walk around. And then some kids don't need glasses yet, but glasses is something a lot of people end up wearing glasses. And I feel very proud of my glasses. I think they're cute. And in fact, I have 2 pairs of glasses, so sometimes I can switch out to a different pair if I'm feeling fancy. Okay, loves. We got to get going with our letter of the day. So I'm going to switch up to my whiteboard here. And we've got our brain teaser. We just turned our brains on to try and figure out this letter of the day. Okay. The first letter of the day, or the first word that I'm going to show you, the first letter sound is going to be our letter of the day. And this word is lion. Can you say lion? Now let's stretch it. You pretend like you have a rubber band around your hands and it's so stretchy. Show me the stretches. Good. Let's stretch out the word lion. 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 Nice. What's the first sound you're hearing in lion? Oh, that's right. Interesting. Let's come down to our next one here. This is going to be the word love. Love. And I know a lot of friends know how to spell love. Let's say love. Now let's stretch it. Love. Love. One more time. Love. Love. What's the first sound that you're hearing in the word love? Oh, that's right. That's right. Now my next one here, it has it in the beginning and at the end of the sound. So I want you to listen to me say it. Little. Little, little. Let's say the word little. Good, and let's stretch it. Little, 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 little. And I want to point out to parents here too, especially if you have a first grader, when we see that double T in the middle, it can make a duh sound sometimes, okay? But in our word little, what's the very first sound you're hearing? Oh, good job, cutie pies. All right, and last one for our hint. Lemon. Can you say lemon? Lemon. Let's stretch it. Lemon. Lemon. Oh, what's the first sound you're hearing? Oh, very good. Every single one of these words started with the same sound. Lion, love, little, lemon. Do you think you know what our letter of the day is? Oh, friends, it is the letter L. I love making the letter L. I think it's the easiest letter, the easiest lowercase letter to draw. We've got, let me get my other color here. Lion, love, little, and lemon, friends, all starting with the L sound. Letter L makes the sound L. Its lowercase letter is so easy to make. My turkey friend, I am just going to scoot you right up there. Gobble, gobble. Capital L, starts with a big long line, and then it has a stand. Okay, so it can stand up straight and tall. Lowercase l, it's just a stick, top to bottom. L is one of our tall letters. And in fact, when we write the word tall, it ends with two letter L's, which is how I remember letter L is our tall letter. We remember the sound that L makes by becoming letter L. What I do is I stand up straight and tall. I put my arms above me like this, and I say, oh, oh, oh. Give that a try. Oh, oh, oh. Good job, friends. One more time. Oh, oh, oh. And while you're up here, give yourself a little stretch. Ooh, the letter L is good for lots of things. A little stretching. My favorite word, love, starts with the letter L. Oh, good. Now, you might notice that for letter L, I did not say la, la, la. La, 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 la. A lot of people try to make L the singing letter and say la, 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 la. But for phonics, L is making the sound oh, oh, oh. And it really isolates the sound that it's making. Because if I'm sounding out, I'm not saying la emin. I'm not saying tall la. It's tall lemon. So really isolate that. I get my tongue on the back of my teeth. Oh, oh, like that. Try. Oh, oh. Very good, friends. And that's a little tip. For a lot of our letters, we try to add, where's my chair? For a lot of our letters, we try to add an extra sound to them. Like for M, people might say ma, 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 but it's actually So something to think about as you're doing your phonics. I'm sitting down and I don't need to because now we're going to make our bodies into some letters. All right, so we learned the letter of the day. L was a great place to start to turn our body into a letter. Let's review. We just did L. I want to come to letter T. We learned letter T yesterday. That was our letter of the day. Let's make letter T with our body. And we do that by making our sound sign. You stand up straight and tall. Put your arms out. T, 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 t. Give it a try. Let me see. T, t, t. All right, sweeties. So L and T, I think, are the easiest to make with our body. Let's look at one of our other letters of the day. Oh, letter C. We learned that. Maybe that was yesterday's letter of the day. We learned that yesterday. K, k, like a cat, right? Show me that. K, k, for letter C. Now we're going to make a letter C with our body. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand up straight and we're going to lean one arm over the top of us and make a letter C. Good, friends. And I'm looking in the camera. Am I totally backwards? Maybe I'll try this way. I think that looks a little bit better. My body is like a letter C. Is your body like a letter C? Give it a try. Okay, friends. Now let's turn up the heat a little bit. Let's try letter G, uppercase letter G. What does G say? Get out your glass of water for your gulps. G, 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 g. We're going to make our C shape again, but our lower arm is going to come in to make it capital G. Ready? Good. Make me that letter G. So I've got my little side thing to come in to make my G. All right. Whew. One more. We're going to make a lowercase b with our body. Get yourself straight and tall. And make a B. You've got your stick up and a hand on the hip for the hoop for B. Okay? We're making a lowercase b. All right, cuties. Now there's all sorts of guides online to make the letters with your body, and that is a really nice way to get yourself moving around and also learning our letters at the same time. So we've got our letter of the day, L. I want you to be looking around all day to see if you can find any words with the L sound. I want you to repeat after me. Let's do a couple of L words, and then we're going to hop into our book. First L word we know, little focus. Say that, little focus. The next one is also an important word to me. It is the word learn. Say learn. Repeat after me loud. And now let's do some names that start with L sound. Linda, Lucia, Lily, Lucas, Luca. Ooh, I want you to be on the hunt today for any L words or L names that you know. Do you know somebody with a name that starts with L? All right, friends, we're going to move into our books. So we're going to take our phonics brain and we're going to turn it, get it all ready to read the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. Now, this is our last day with the story. We are going to read it in full one last time. I want you to get all your energy ready to read the Billy Goats Gruff. And as we read today, we are going to think about an opinion. Opinion. An opinion is what you think or believe about something or somebody. An opinion is what you think or believe about something or somebody. And the way that I think about it, I put it like I'm trying to decide between two things. It doesn't really matter which way, but there's one way that I feel more strongly about, one way that I do think is the one that I want, the one that I like, what I think is the best choice. So when you're kind of choosing in between two things, the one that you pick, it's your opinion. That's the one that you picked a lot of the time. All right. We're going to talk about the choice that the Billy Goats Gruff made today and our opinion. Okay. So before we dive into the Billy Goats Gruff, like if I asked you, do you want a pet cat or do you want a pet dog? Now, your opinion would be what you pick. Maybe you want cat, maybe you want dog. Maybe you're kind of like, could I have one of each? That's an opinion. There's not really right answer or wrong answer because everyone's going to do what makes sense for them, right? So an opinion, you get to pick. Now tell me, do you want a cat or do you want a dog? Miss Natalie's picking cat. I'm going cat. Every single time. I like to see other people's dogs and pet their doggies, but if it's going to live in my house, it's got to be a furry little baby kitty. So while we go through our book, we are going to go, show me your hands showing opinion. Opinion is what you think or believe about something or somebody, okay? As we go through, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you think it was a good idea for the goats to cross the bridge? In your opinion, do you think it was a good idea for the goats to cross the bridge? Let's read our story, friends. Let's do all the voices, but while I'm doing it, I want you to think about that because this is going to be our big question at the end of the story. Are you ready for these 3 Billy Goats Gruff, my cutie pies? All right. Once upon a time, long, long ago, there lived 3 Billy Goat brothers named Gruff. They were named Big, Bigger, Biggest. Great goats. They all lived on one side of the river, in the goat city, of course. On the other side of the river was a hill with tall grass. Yum. Now look closely at this picture. This is the part where they're making their decision to go across the bridge to the grass. And I want you to think to yourself, was it a good idea for the goats to cross the bridge to the other side for the grass? I think this picture can help you think about that. Let's keep going. One day, the goats went to cross the only bridge in the city and eat some of the grass. But the problem was that under the bridge lived a mean, ugly, huge troll. And he was hungry too. Well, who wants to be hungry? So the big Billy Goat Gruff trip-trapped across the bridge. Okay, do the trip-traps with me. Who's trip-trapping over my bridge? Yelled the troll. Just me, said Big. You can do better than that. Do the voice with me. Just me, said Big Billy Goat Gruff in a small voice. I'll eat you for my breakfast, yelled the troll. Who, me? I am way too small. Wait for my brother, who is much bigger. Everyone give me a good little baby goat sound. Oh, all right, said the troll. He let big Billy Goat Gruff go by. Silly troll. Next, bigger Billy Goat Gruff trapped across the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. Who's trapping across my bridge? Screamed the troll. Just me, said bigger Billy Goat Gruff in a little bit bigger of a voice. I'll eat you for my lunch, said the troll. Who, me? Don't be silly. My brother is the biggest goat of all. He would be much better to eat. Well, okay, said the troll, but he better be the biggest. Later, biggest Billy Goat Gruff went trip-trapping across the bridge. Give me some big ones. Trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. So big that the bridge shook. Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge? Yelled the troll. Me, yelled biggest Billy Goat Gruff back at the troll in his biggest voice. I'm going to eat you for my dinner, screamed the troll. You think so? Said biggest Billy Goat Gruff. And he ran at the troll. Everyone get your horns out like you're running like a goat at the troll. And he hit him. Show me that. And he pushed him into the river with his horns. Bigger, and biggest Billy Goats Gruff went on to eat the tall green grass, and the troll went for a swim. The end. Oh, friends, let's have some claps for our Billy Goats Gruff. And big thank you to Mr. Mike for making the pictures to go with this classic story. He worked very hard to get these pictures together. Now, we said before we read the book that we wanted to think about a question. We wanted to think, do you think it was a good idea for the goats to cross the bridge? I'm going to turn my mouth off for a second and think, and you're going to think too. Do you think it was a good idea for the goats to cross the bridge? I want you to tell me in your sign language, yes, I do think it was a good idea for them to cross the bridge. No, I don't think it was a good idea for them to cross the bridge. Maybe you're somewhere in the middle, like maybe it was okay, but they could have done it differently, a different plan. You're somewhere in the middle. Okay. This is going to be the big thing that we focus on today. So when we're done with the live stream, you're going to get your paper out and you're going to write me a sentence and draw me a nice picture telling me your opinion. Do you think it was a good idea for these goats to cross the bridge? If you do this work, I would love to see it. So if you want to send me an email, hello@primaryfocus.tv, hello@primaryfocus.tv, I would love to see it. You could find me on Instagram and you could have your family send me a picture. Primary Focus is my Instagram. I would love to see it. Maybe your family gets together and you write down in the comments what you did. And You might even be able to upload the picture in the comments. I'm not exactly sure. Probably not. That's probably too complicated. Instagram, email, but I would love to see and know, what was your opinion? Do you think it was a good idea for the goats to cross the bridge? And if you tell me your opinion, I will tell you my opinion and what I am thinking, because we've been working on this book together all week. I want to know what you think. My friends, this is our closing out of our lesson. A couple quick things before we go. Next week, I will be back. I will have a new story for us Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, we're going to switch and we'll do some Thanksgiving things. It'll still be focused on learning. My question for you is, do I need to bring a little bit of math into this? Should I add a little? Maybe we could swap out some of the stuff and some days have a little bit of math included and some days not. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. You have my email, so if you want to give me any feedback, I would love to take it. I am going to spend time this weekend planning next week. I would love your help to subscribe or use the Buy Me a Coffee to donate. Truly, these things give back. There are ripple effects from what you do, so it means a lot if you like. I see somebody just liked during the broadcast too. Thank you. Share these, and these will be up on YouTube for you forever. So if you want to watch this next year, if you want to watch these again, maybe you didn't watch every broadcast from this week, they're all up for you to watch and clearly labeled what day it is. So use these now, use these forever. They are here for you. Like a video, tell a friend, and thank you for watching. We're doing something really special here, and I'm so glad that you are a part of it, because this is for you. There's a lot of special kids watching. Let me get out of my circle. There's a lot of special kids watching right now, and you are one of them. My friends, I hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend. I hope that you do something to take care of the grown-ups in your life. You know, they work really hard, and you can do little things like help out around the house or follow directions, or maybe do something sweet for them, like draw them a picture to let them know how special they are. So do something today to take care of your grown-up, because there's a lot of special kids watching. You're one of them, and you can make somebody feel special. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, my friends. See you on Monday.